All right, I've got my good friends Seth Price and Kevin Harris from Paragon Healthcare with me here today. Guys, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
You as
Oh, yeah.
well. Thanks for having us, Jonathan.
Yeah, it is great to be here. You know, this weekend with our Hope Conference, it is. I wish we were all together in the same space. I know that all of us are kind of missing that closeness, but at the same time, it is. I'm thankful for technology and that we get to be able to gather virtually, even when we can't gather in person. But I just want to say a big thank you to you guys and to Paragon for supporting this event, but really all year. You guys have been just a champ behind a lot of the programs we've done, and of course, always supportive of our patient assistance programs. And it just means so much to us to have such a great working relationship with an organization like yours, because we really do have a similar heartbeat, I think, and so many things that we're able to do together as a result to help so many people that are in need, especially in times like these.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope you guys do so much for patients, and it's, I always say, if you're going to be in this world, you got to be in it for the right reasons. The hemophilia, industry that is, and it's why we love working with you guys. You're in it for the right reasons, and it shows. You wear your heart in your sleeve, and it's something that we can get on board for.
Well, I appreciate that. For better or worse, sometimes I do wear my heart on my sleeve. But yeah, it is great to be here with you this week. Seth, tell me a little bit about I know a lot of people know who you are and everything, but you're base you're calling from your home today in Texas, right?
I am. So I am the district sales manager over at Paragon Healthcare, oversee our team here at Paragon, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. You get to implement a lot of change, and you get to change directions, right? And I think that's what we should all be striving for, is not only just changing directions, but changing in the right directions, and making moves and just being the leaders. So Paragon, that's what we do every day. We go out and we try to make lasting impressions. We try to make sure that patients have what they need, and we're putting items in place to make sure that patients aren't without. And I don't know, I think you can do a lot of things in this world, but if you're giving back, that's probably priority. I feel like that is priority. I feel like that's why we're all here. I feel like that's what HOPE stands for. I think that's why we work with you guys. I really do believe that. We all like to give back, and we're willing to take the phone calls at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then, let's be honest, hemophilia doesn't even happen 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. It happens sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you got to make sure you're working the right people that have the right mind in place, the right mindset to say, hey, at 2 a.m. in the morning, yeah, I'm willing to get out of bed, take that phone call, and see what's going on. And so, man, that's what Paragon is. It's about being there for the patient. It's about being there for when nobody else will. So just like HOPE, and I feel like that's why we're always on the same page. We're always there when nobody else will be. But kind of speaking on that, there's a reason why Kevin's here on this call, and it's because Kevin has that passion. It's in his heart, and I'm gonna let Kevin kind of open it up. But I'm really proud to say that we're launching something new at Paragon this year. And as of November 1st, we're launching a little bit of a program that we've kind of talked about out there. And yeah, without further ado, Kevin, I'll let you release it, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you both. Ironically, I think I was the opposite when I was younger. I think everyone was saying, geez, I really hope this kid isn't involved in the community when he's older. But it's so funny, and that's what's so great. Starting camp when I was 7 years old, and just meeting so many people that fortunately are still around in this community. Again, I think a lot of people that, Seth, like you said, have been here for the right reason from the start. Just so many good long-standing relationships, and of course, a lot of jokes are made now. 20 years later about who I've become and what I'm doing now. It's always fun to joke. But like Seth said, we've been working on something for quite some time now. a little while back, I was just thinking, is what I'm doing right now for the community and for our company, the most that I could be doing, really for this community and for, like Seth said, for people in need, because what I've spent so much time doing, I've been public speaking for about the last 6 years, over things like Jonathan, over fitness and nutrition and, emotional and psychological health. And it just kind of occurred to me, wow, I have an incredible opportunity while I'm out here doing all these speeches, while I'm doing all this talking. I think I may have said this to you last time. I have an opportunity to listen. And that was a really important shift in my mind when I realized, how many different people, how many different types of people are dealing with chronic conditions like bleeding disorders, and then how many different unique situations there are. Again, there are a lot of similarities in people and what they're dealing with and what they have to go through. But when I started building this program, I was like, wow, there are different issues that mothers with children with hemophilia are encountering, rather than a 13-year-old boy playing soccer, rather than a 65-year-old man that's trying to figure out ways to still stay proactive with his body and his mind and his community. So really, I've just gotten an incredible opportunity to spend the last year and a half brainstorming of, how many different people and how many different groups of people are out there, and really what they're dealing with. And it's been such a blessing, again, because it gave me an opportunity to step back and give the community a chance to talk, rather than having the spotlight on me, particularly with, holding a microphone and giving a speech. But really, I think there's so much power in asking questions and in listening. And I think that's really how, our new quality life program is developing, as Seth has said. I think as a company, I think we took, the chance to step back and to listen to what the community had to say. And, it showed us a lot, and it showed us that, the tools that we have are great as a company. I love what we're able to do and how many things we can do for this community, but where do we draw the line? And, where do we say, well, this is enough? This is a good enough amount for us to do for our community. And I think that we all got together at one point and said, hey, let's never draw that line. Let's figure out how to push it and to push it and to push it. And, that's what this program has really turned into. I have an opportunity to work with teens, transitioning. I have an opportunity to work in health and wellness. I'm now a certified nutrition coach. So to get to bring in some of that programming. I get to work with women's groups and get to work with older men's groups and get to work with, wellness, whether emotional and psychological, physical, all those different things, because they all affect or are affected by bleeding disorders very differently, and just from person to person. So I couldn't be more excited to get back into a role like the one that I came from, that is going out there and figuring out how to make this community feel strong, and figuring out how to make this community feel like there are small things that we can do each and every day to better our lives, and to know that they're not alone, to know that there are always people out there wanting to be on their side and wanting to go to bat for them, wanting to be in their team. And I think that's another huge thing for this program. I don't want to go out and tell people how to live. I don't want to go out and tell people what to do or how to be. I want to ignite a fire in the hearts of these community members, to get them to go out and feel motivated and feel passionate about change. So
well, I'm crazy excited about it, but I don't want to give the golden goose away yet, but you're going to be doing one of these sessions right here this weekend. Is that right?
Yes, for sure.
I'm so excited about that. And I really want to make certain that everybody gets to participate in that. So definitely, if you're watching right now and you're thinking about, man, this is the kind of thing, I need that motivation, a little bit of guidance to help me understand how to go to the next level. This is definitely one of these sessions that Kevin is going to do, is definitely going to be one you don't want to miss. I do want to say, there's an old saying that people used to tell all the time, that say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I would always say to that, yes, but you can make them thirsty by feeding them a lot of salt. And so, the truth is that that's what you're doing. You're getting out there and you're saying, you know what? Let me help get a little salt in your diet, and we're going to give you this hunger to want to grow and be the best person that you can be. And to me, that's near and dear to my heart, because the individual practical help to do that on a customized level where it's person to person is huge. The health and wellness industry is taking off. It's over a $640 billion a year industry in the US today. And it's growing at 5 and 6% in the corporate world every single year. And I truly believe that, in our community, in the hemophilia world, this is something that's attainable for us today that maybe in years past, maybe even, I know for those of us who were born, in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have that luxury early on in life, but with treatment advancements and things getting better and better and better, man, let's push the envelope. Let's go to the next level and see how we can really help each other be better.
Absolutely.
And even with that, I was going to say, I feel like I should carry around a little cup of salt now to events and throw it on people and just say, hey, it's part of the program. Don't worry. Just trying to make you thirsty.
But no, presented by Hope.
yes. Sponsored by Hope. No, Jonathan, I love that you said that too. Again, with physical wellness, and like you said, with all these new treatment options coming out and just new knowledge. I mean, when we were all young, it was, the big word was don't. Don't do that. It's dangerous. It's risky. You're putting yourself at risk. And, so many years later, we learned that by doing certain things, we're actually decreasing, our level of risk. And that was another big thing for me. Fitness and nutrition made so much sense in my life. And that was why at the very beginning, I kept having this question, like, why isn't it making sense to everybody else? And it was because I wasn't getting them excited about it. I was excited about it. And that's one thing, I'm sure people like to go watch somebody go up there and throw their arms around and laugh and yell and stuff. But just as years went by, I figured out that, again, I really have to instill this confidence that people understand, where they're at right now, where their starting point is. The best way to start out is to love yourself. And that's a big thing that everyone has to remember, is that where you're at right now, the only way that you're going to start to feel confident enough to move forward is if you love yourself, no matter where you're at at all, where your start point is. And that's big. And, sometimes, people that are again, in that very, very early start point are like, well, I really don't. But it's like, well, listen, I'm not saying be completely happy with all your habits and this and that, but love yourself and love where you're at, and understand that what you're about to do is gonna make you just a little bit better each day. So again, with things like nutrition and fitness, whenever I talk about those topics, I think one of the most powerful things that I can do and that I can say is that we have the rest of our lives to implement these positive changes to our lifestyle. So the way that we eat, to the way that we move, to the way that we think of all those things mentally and psychologically and emotionally, we have the rest of our lives. Nothing needs to be done in 1 week, in a month, in a year, other than tiny, tiny fractional changes that all of a sudden, when you're focusing on the process rather than the results, focusing on the ride rather than the outcome, the conditions rather than the outcome. If you wake up every morning and you say, you know what, I want to wake up and I want to maybe eat a little better. I want to drink a little more water. I want to go outside and I want to walk. I want to do this. I want to do that. That's very different than saying, hey, I want to wake up and I want to lose this much weight, or I want to do this in the gym, or I want to be able to run this fast, because those are outcomes. Those are outcome goals. And when you look at outcomes, when you don't reach outcomes, it can be, it can be a little sad from time to time. And you feel like you kind of got knocked off your horse. But when you focus on your decisions and the way that you make decisions, if you wake up and you say, you know what, today I want to eat a vegetable. It's not too hard. And after you eat that vegetable, boom, you did it. You made the change. You made the positive change. And then all of a sudden, 2-3 years goes on, and all those things that you think you wanted, that weight loss, the strength, the physical attributes, the this, the that, it all just happened right before you didn't even have to focus on it. You focused on making positive changes and keeping yourself motivated and celebrating every single time that you do something because you did it. Not the speaker, not some guy, not a website, not an Instagram post may have inspired you and given you an idea, but you did it. And that's just so big. And I think that when people start to hear that, they're like, wow, I'm a little more powerful than I thought I was. Like I set out to do something and I did it. And I did it again and again and again. So like I said, then all those things that you really thought you wanted and you focused on at first, you almost don't have to anymore. And you know, with hemophilia or VWD, whatever the bleeding disorder is, I think that's a really good way to look at the whole disorder. Is that if you're creating good conditions, positive conditions, the outcomes are fantastic, you know, and not to say that every now and then, you know, you don't get knocked off your high horse. I certainly have from time to time. I've had, you know, different injuries or different things where I'm like, man, I thought I was doing all this so it wouldn't happen. But we're human too, and things happen. And that's another big thing to remember. And, you know, honestly, when I was going through some of those bleeds or some of those injuries, you know, I got to reevaluate pain, and I got to reevaluate the sensation of pain, and I got to figure out, you know, how to not let it take me away from the things that I love and who I am and the joy that I always have and hold on to. But I got to say, you know what, I can't go out and ski, I can't go out and exercise or rock climb, but I can pick up my guitar, I can get on my computer. I love doing graphic design and things like that. I can do these other things. And again, like, what a good way to, you know, help keep yourself in check emotionally and psychologically. And that's, you know, that's a big part of our quality of life program too. I've obviously come from a place that talks a lot about wellness in terms of nutrition and fitness. But, you know, finding that peace and finding that comfort is, you know, I think really that third section of wellness. And when you do that, that's where a lot of that, you know, intrinsic motivation comes from, all that internal things. You know, external things are great, but when you wake up and you say, you know what, I made a change yesterday, I want to see if I can do a little better one today. I want to see if I can make just a little bigger change today. And then you do that and you do it over and over and over again. And then before you know it, like I said earlier, you're in this place and you're like, this is wonderful. And how did I get here? And I'm really happy with it. And it wasn't grueling. I didn't hurt myself. I didn't this, I didn't that. But you kept this attitude throughout the entire time, throughout this entire journey, that, you know what, I can do this. All I have to do is focus on little things, and I can do this. Again, you know, some of the topics I said earlier, like finding somebody to hold you accountable, understanding, you know, setting goals should be something for the rest of our lives. I mean, just so many different areas that, again, I think that it's just, I just can't wait. I think it's going to be such a powerful and impactful program. And we get to talk about so many different ideas that I just think will keep people's eyes forward and not looking at the ground.
I always feel so encouraged when I'm around Kevin, just in general. And I do believe that one of the best things about this is that people need to be celebrated, like you said, Kevin, but also they need to be cheered on. You know, I think sometimes the road is long and we get weary. You know, we get weary from all kinds of things. I mean, we're already living with an uphill battle to some degree, and it's easy to get weary. But man, you were just one of the most optimistic people I know, and so encouraged every time I'm around you, and I'm excited to see what the results are. I really, in the next 3 to 5 years, I mean, I just can't even imagine how many people that are going to look back and go, oh my gosh, like I went to this thing that Kevin did for us that was just so helpful. And he customized a course that helped me to get onto a path that really took me to the next level. So, man, thank you for sharing all of that, but thank you for also investing all your time and more importantly, your passion in to developing this hemophilia team that we're all a part of, because I love it. I think it's very needed. Seth, thank you so much for everything you're doing too. And I really appreciate, again, all Paragon's support of this event this weekend, but also just all the things that you guys do behind the scenes that go on all year round. One of the things that I think that has been said in many different ways, even during this time with us today, is just that, being there for each other is probably the highest importance in this community. And, I think that there's a lot of people that are sitting out there today, and maybe you're sitting at home and you're watching this even, and you're thinking, I don't know these guys personally, but man, I'd love to be involved. I don't know, how to get connected. I feel like that maybe these people have this great relationship and I've never been to anything. We want you to know that Kevin, Seth, myself, the whole entire Hope team, everyone at Paragon, we want you to be involved. We want you to get engaged. And so, man, reach out. I mean, go ahead and text in the comments. Well, I know I'll be looking in the comments here. If there's something that I can do to help, I know Seth feels the same way. Kevin feels the same way. And guys, if y'all can just put your emails in the addresses, even in the comments right now, I think it'd be helpful for people to know how to get in touch with you. But we want you to know we're here for you guys. We want to be here for people, even if you've never said hi or you don't know anyone at all in the community. Maybe you don't know any other person that has hemophilia in your life. Now is the time to reach out. Don't wait. And let's be friends. Like Kevin said, let's accept that we're on the team, and let's be on that team and grow together.
And I think too, Jonathan, I think you just nailed it. Everyone knows it's a weird time right now. It's been very different than what we're all used to. We're all used to going to events and seeing each other. But like Jonathan just said, if you're new and you've been a little bit on the edge of going to events or seeing what this is all about, what a great time to do that. What a great time to get out a phone or get out a laptop, turn on Zoom. Hey, turn your camera off, mute yourself, just watch, just be a part of the program, come out, see what everyone has to say, see the level of camaraderie that we all get to share and the passion that some of these great people in this community bring, and just try it. Just try it, just join a group and get started. No better time than now, like Jonathan just said.
You said it again in front of your computer. It's funny. You're in this long enough, and you go to events year in and year out. We all do. It's actually how I see both of you so many times during the year, and it's crazy. So when we were doing in-person events, we'd always hear, "Man, I just feel like I'm going to another event. I feel like I was on social media the other night and I saw a conversation that was taking place on a feed, and people were talking about how they were zoomed out, and it's just another session. It's another session, and I want everybody to hear me. Good material is coming. The idea of just doing Hemo 101 and just talking about how to prep for worst case scenario. I mean, all three of us, we're all affected here. We've heard those conversations since we were little. I feel like I fell asleep when I was probably about 10 in my mom's lap to at least a handful of those. But I want you to know that this is 100% designed to bring you into new conversations, new topics, explore new options, new ideas, accountability. Think about that word for 1 second, accountability. How many times have we all been told, it's okay, your hemophilia is just holding you back today. It's okay, don't worry about it. Get it tomorrow. Just try a little harder. I'm a type A severe. I've had so many people tell me, it's okay, don't worry, you don't have to do it again. It's just too hard. It's just too hard for hemophilia. Look, I can't play linebacker for the 49ers or my Dallas Cowboys. Don't take any hate on me, guys. But yeah, I know. Hey, Saints fans, love you guys. But all in all, accountability that's on us too. It's on our health. We can't just have people paving the way for us and saying it's okay. Try another day. I want to say I will. I want to change our language. I want to say I'm not trying anymore. I will do this. I will take ownership over my health. I want to take ownership for who I am. I keep hearing about gene therapy, and I keep hearing about how it's coming, and I've been hearing that's 3 years around the corner since I was a little child. And it's crazy how promises, always get told to you. And I can't speak to any of that. But what I can say is hemophilia is with me. I wouldn't be who I am without it. My personality is who I am because I have it. the obstacles that we have all faced have shaped every single one of us into who we are today. Hemophilia has made you who you are. Don't ever forget it. Don't run away from it. Don't hide from it. Own it. Own every single letter of that disability, whether it's VWD, hemophilia, or any other bleeding disorder that you have going on with you. Own every single step of it, because you are better. You are better for it. Days are going to be tough. They are hard. You're going to be laid up for days on end. I remember a toe bleed that kept me in a wheelchair for 3 weeks because every time I wiggled my joint, I bled more. Hemophilia can kick you pretty hard when you're down. But you know what? There's the thing about standing up and moving on with life and not allowing it to hold you back. Accountability is everything. Let's own that. Let's be who we are, and let's be a stronger group. Let's be a stronger hemophilia team, 20,000 plus. Pretty sure it's somewhere between 25 and 30 as we are strongly growing. And mom and dads, just want to throw it out to you guys. I spoke about it in person at the last hemophilia conference I attended with Hope. The fact that you're on this call watching, the fact that you're taking this information in, you're kicking butt. You are the best advocate for your child. And as somebody who's a new father, son's about to turn 1 year old next month. I'm telling you, you have to be the best advocate for your kid. It changes you, changes your life permanently, and you're never the same. So I applaud you for being on this call, moms and dads. You are the rock stars.
That's so good. You know, I really, one of the things that Kevin said that you also just said was just the maybe I'll phrase it a little different way that maybe ties it all together. And that is that I always say that you have to fully embrace where you are to move on from there. Kevin said it this way. He said that you have to really love yourself, you know, and I love how you phrase that, Seth, just that you need to own it, you know. I think that we all go through this season, especially as affected persons, we and parents included, is we go through this place where we're just like, we want to solve the hemophilia so that we don't have to think about it. You know, it's like, I don't want to, and look, I'll be the first one to admit, that was a big deal for me as a young adult when I didn't want to go to events sometimes. I didn't want to be involved in the community because I was trying in my own mind not to identify myself with hemophilia so much in my daily activities. I didn't want to identify with it in my social activities either. And so I avoided the community for a period of time as a result of that. And I will tell you, it did more harm to me than good because I also lacked those relationships for a period of time there where I really needed somebody to be able to pick up the phone and call and say, man, this morning I couldn't get out of bed easy and it sucked. And, you know, I'm kind of crying in my Cheerios over here, so that, you know, Seth, as you so lovingly do, kick me in the rear end and say, well, get over yourself and get up and go to work anyway. And it's helpful. And so I have that luxury now because we are connected and we are, you know, able to encourage each other and cheer each other on. And so I just want to say that again, that maybe you haven't been someone that's been involved in the community and you're seeing this online for the first time. You're just kind of sitting back, looking through the window, trying to figure out where do you fit in all of this. Look, we are lacking because you're not involved. And so we want to encourage you, take this opportunity, look through the window. We want you to be a part of this, but we also want you to be involved when we're able to get back together physically, because that friendship, those bonds that we build, you know, are so critical because it really does help. Like Seth said, it helps. I need accountability. I need friendship. I need that loving, you know, encouragement and people like Kevin to cheerlead me on because some days I don't feel like it, you know, but you know, you know, and look, hey, if Seth wants to be a linebacker for Dallas, it might actually help the team improve a bit, even though, I mean, you know, Jerry Jones probably could have afford a little extra factor on hand for you. So just,
I mean, whatever. You know he's going to tell me how to do my plays anyways.
It's good, man. Well, thank you guys so much for being here this weekend. Thank you for being a part of this event. Thank you for being just so vested with helping to make people's lives better, because I've seen the results of it. I know that so many other people have as well. And I'm excited to see where this new program goes for you guys. Kevin, I'm so fired up. I'm going to go and revisit my health and wellness plan myself, and maybe you can help me improve my stuff too. So I'm excited. And hey, make certain that you join us for this session a little bit later on today, because it's going to be a great time to be able to learn even more. And you can find that information and details on the agenda. You should get a text message update as well, but Kevin's going to do a fantastic job of going deeper with this whole thing. So thank you guys, and we look forward to seeing y'all later in the conference.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. And like I always say, let's do this together.
Woo!